Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow is back. We told you so. It's time to react to it. Is it the right decision? And much, much more right now on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. Hi again, everyone, and welcome into CBT. I'm James Rapien of BengalsTalk.com. Thank you so much for supporting us. And we aren't going anywhere. Just so you know, I get it. It's a holiday week. It's a busy week. The Bengals are 3-8. Guess what? It doesn't matter. 3-8, we're still going to be great here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk, and we appreciate the support. And we're coming at you all week long with coverage as Joe Burrow set to return. Zac Taylor made it official on Monday afternoon, said he anticipates Burrow playing on Thursday night. We told you so. Joe Burrow made it official on his social media by posting a picture of him, a throwback of him wearing a LeBron James jersey presumably when LeBron announced his return to Cleveland. Obviously, Joe Burrow from Athens and big LeBron James fan growing up. So this would have been in 2014. And that was a moment everyone remembers where they were, at least I do as an NBA fan. I was working for Kevin Mormon at Next Generation Insurance in Westchester. Boom, walk to the skyline right there. Anyways, as I was reading the LeBron James announcement, the point is, I remember, I'm sure you remember, Joe Burrow has an awesome meme because it says he's back and Joe Burrow is back. What does it mean for this Cincinnati Bengals team? Well, first things first. Joe Burrow being back makes the Bengals better. And the past couple of weeks, I've had that debate. I don't think anyone's really debating that now, but like that was a real debate. Oh, quarterback isn't the issue. Like I've had so many people come to me like quarterback isn't the issue. It's like, fine. I think Joe Flacco's been fine. Even still, I think he's been fine overall. Even though he struggled a bit on Sunday. Guess what? Everything changed when Joe Burrow got here. The franchise changed. Everything changed. Expectations changed. The reason why you're so disappointed isn't because of anything else outside of Joe Burrow getting here. And when Joe Burrow gets here, it leads to Jamar Chase, and suddenly they go on a magical run to Super Bowl 56. Like, that's the point, is expectations changed because of Joe Burrow. And so getting Joe Burrow back on the field, on the surface, on the whole, it's a great thing. It helps the Bengals. It makes the Bengals better. When Joe Burrow is at his best, I would take him over anyone on the planet at quarterback. Anyone. And I'll say it again, anyone. I also think that there's a good argument at 3-8 to be like, you need to go this week, short week, no practices. And I'll ask Joe this on Tuesday. We'll obviously post it. He's going to talk on Tuesday. Hey, is it weird returning on a short week? You don't have any practices. I get it. You didn't play on Sunday, but because to me, I would have played him against the Patriots. The Bengals might be 4-7 if that's the case. If you missed my video over the weekend, and I get it, I saw a lot of your comments. I like to, when it comes to opinions like that, I want to hear from you and I want to see what you think. And a lot of you said, oh, this is crazy. Joe shouldn't come back at all. Well, I knew he was coming back. I knew he was coming back for this game. It was either Sunday or Thursday. I would have taken him and said, look, Joe, it's going to be tough. You're going to be sore. It's going to be a real pain. But if you play Sunday and we win, and we can get you ready to go Thursday and we win, then you're going to have a long break. We're going to be 5-7 and we're going to be right back in this thing. And I think he would have said, yep, you're right, coach, let's roll. I think that's what would have happened. They didn't do that. And so now they're 3-8. They have to win out to have a chance at the playoffs. Still could happen. And I think that's where Joe's mindset is. I'm not saying that's your mindset. I'm not saying that's my mindset. I don't think this Bengals team is going to the playoffs. We know that. But I think Joe is going to say, I'm going to come back. I'm going to beat Baltimore. I'm going to go to Buffalo. I'm going to beat them. I'm going to come back home, and I'm going to beat Baltimore, and people are going to believe again. Because then we have Miami and Arizona and Cleveland. I think that's what he's thinking. Good luck. Good luck. You got to run the table to get to 9-8 for a third straight year. The Bengals are in a tough spot. I just, if it were me, I would wait till Buffalo. I would say, Joe, I know you want to play in this game. Let's just give you the extra rest. We said we should wait on Sunday. We're 3-8 now. Let's give you the extra rest. But he's going to push it, and I get it because you have the long layoff. Like, I get the mindset there. He's going to push it as in push to play. This was the date he had always circled. The team had always circled. Fine. I would have brought him back a few days earlier. Clearly, I can't let it go. We'll see. We'll see if this pays off. The only way it pays off is if you win out. The only way. At 3-7, you had a little wiggle room. You could have lost one of those games. You were basically at 100% if you won out and got to 10-7 to make the playoffs. And That's it. And that's what's so painful right now. Obviously, like you watch the defense play on Sunday, and if they had played that way against the Jets, they had played that way really throughout Joe Flacco's tenure, where they get off the field when they need to, they force field goals, that they do that. If they do that, guess what? They might have won in Lambeau. I mean, they had a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8 at Lambeau. If they get off the field, Joe Flacco gets the ball down 6 with the chance to go shock the world with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Like, might have happened. And so even going all the way back to Lambeau. But Zac Taylor's made some mistakes, man. The Logan Wilson one certainly stands out. The one thing I do regret, well, let's do this. The one thing I regret not mentioning and going it more in depth on during the post-game report, and post-game is crazy. It's hard to collect all of your thoughts. I should have. I regret doing it. I'm going to get to that, plus the latest on other Bengal stars, T. Higgins, Trey, Hendrickson, and much, much more coming up next. Today's video is brought to you by Win-Win Athletics. Make sure you check them out, winwinathletics.com. It's Thanksgiving week, which means Turkey Bowl, which means flag football, of course. And flag football weather means you got to get the best flag football gear on the planet at winwinathletics.com. Go there now, check them out, and make sure when you do, this is what you do. You use promo code CBT10. Promo code CBT10 is going to get you 10% off. And winwinathletics.com, like I said, the best flag football gear on the planet. Today's video is also brought to you by my guy, Christian Husky. He texted me today and he said, hey, you know, if Joe runs the table, and that's it. Joe runs the table, they have a shot. You got to give Christian Husky a shot, because if you're looking for an experienced realtor, someone that knows the area, someone that's going to, one, relate to you from a football standpoint, two, relate to you from a Cincinnati standpoint, knows the community, knows the area, and knows exactly what you're looking for. He'll give you the right advice. Downsizing, fine. He's got you. Looking for your dream home? He's got you. Just need some advice to figure out when you should sell, what you need to do to your house before you put it on the market, or what you should be looking for to fit your family. Christian Husky's going to help you. Check him out today. SipsyKlein.com/chusky. My big regret post-game following the Bengals 26-20 loss to the New England Patriots was not being more critical of Zac Taylor in the 4th down, 4th and 1 from the 45. They tried to get the Patriots to jump offside. When your backs are against the wall, I totally get being aggressive. And they were season-wise. Like, you're trying to steal a game from a team that's won 8 straight. I need you to be more aggressive. They weren't there. And Ryan Rico kicks it for a touchback, punts it for a touchback. And then the Patriots go get points, and it changes the game. You got to be more aggressive there. And the Bengals weren't. And that's tough. In the middle of the 4th quarter, to go that route, that's tough. And I think part of the reason why, so I had T. Higgins video, and I'm going to get to a T. Higgins update in a second. I went down to the news conference room, and this is just me pulling back the curtain. I went down to the news conference room right before T got injured, right before that drive. And so I'm going down, and so that decision was made as I'm going down. It didn't take long to get down there, but sometimes it gets lost in the shuffle when you're at Paycor Stadium and covering a game in person, all of those things. You don't get the broadcast and all of that. You have to kind of take it in on the fly and all of those things. So I regret that, because they should have went for it there. And that's something that Zac Taylor whiffed on. There's no doubt about it. And there's a lot of whiffs. There's a lot of things, a lot of thoughts I've had about this organization throughout this season that we're going to get to in the coming days, weeks, and months for sure. Now, health update wise, outside of Joe Burrow, T. Higgins out this week. Not shocking. He's concussed. It's a short week. I think he's doing okay overall. Jamar Chase rejoined the team. T. Higgins was back in the locker room. So both star receivers in the locker room with the team. T. Higgins not going to play. We'll see if he can be back for Buffalo. Obviously, Jamar Chase will play on Thursday. Andre Yosevach will play on Thursday. We'll see on Samaje Perine. I think he's pushing, and it would be nice, especially with Taj Brooks, who's also out. He suffered a concussion on Sunday. Anytime you're concussed and you have a short week, it's just basically impossible to be cleared for that Thursday game. So not going to happen there. And you obviously don't want to rush back from a serious head injury like that if you're T or Taj. Also noteworthy, and this is something that we're going to have to cover more in depth here at some point. Trey Hendrickson already ruled out. Zac Taylor ruling him out. Trey Hendrickson's been out now for quite some time. Clearly, they should have put him on injured reserve. Clearly, it's this awkward thing that they try to step around. I posted video of him walking into the locker room. And look, the questions are going to start to come out now. You got Joe Burrow working his butt off, getting back. Trey Hendrickson isn't back. There's going to be questions asked whether it's fair or not. And it's one of those things where it's like, man, it would be nice to have Trey out there. And it certainly would have over the past few weeks when, let's be honest here, the Bears game would have been huge. The Jets game, obviously, it ended the way it did, and you don't have Trey. But now, with your back against the wall and Joe Burrow going on the road, it would be nice. But they're not going to have Trey Hendrickson on Thursday in Baltimore. You are going to have us. We're going to have you covered here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. We're not going anywhere. Please hit that subscribe button. Check us out on audio where you can hear everything Zac Taylor said about Joe Burrow. You'll be able to hear Al Golden's comments later today as well. We post things on our audio platforms, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, the iHeartRadio app that you're not going to get here on YouTube. And vice versa. So hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Check us out wherever you get your podcast and follow us there. And until next time, for Andrew Fox Miller, I'm James Rapien. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening to Cincinnati Bengals Talk.